Perhaps Stanley picked up the
Aber
bucket
ich will
and smiled.
definitiv
He'd never be alone again, not truly alone.
mit
Not
dem
with the bucket.
Eimer ans Telefon gehen.
No,
Said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go
Was?
good.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Das klingt
Stanley
nicht
did
wie ein
not question
Eimer.
why or how this bucket was speaking to him.
Weiß man
It
eigentlich, wie
should
der
have alarmed
Erzähler
him, of
heißt?
course,
Hat er
because
das irgendwann mal
buckets
gesagt?
can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he
Der
unthinkingly
Übergang da
did
ist
whatever
auch
the bucket
neu,
asked.
glaube ich.
In here.
Said the bucket.
Go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Ja. Diesmal ja.
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Ich bin gespannt.
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket. Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Die Klingel ist kaputt. Nee. Ja, den Erzähler kennt man auf jeden Fall. Also die Stimme. Es ist 0:00. Cool. Hübsch habe ich hier mit meinem Eimer. Also, wo ist mein Eimer? Da ist mein Eimer. Hallo Eimer. Nein.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Kann man hier jetzt... Nee. Okay. Ich wollte mich eigentlich noch mehr in der Wohnung umgucken. Scheiße. Ja.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object? I want to say something to him, but I don't know how
Was
I
ist
can
das?
convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Sunset. Ja. Das ist doch mal friedlich. Wo ist mein Eimer? Wo ist mein Eimer? Wo ist mein... Wer hat meinen Eimer? Eimer? Bist du hier auf Klo? Hallo? Eimer? Eimer? Hast du dich hier unter der... Hast du dich hier drunter... Nein? Eimer? Ich kann nichts mehr machen. Mein Eimer ist weg. Ach, da. Einmal die Augen aufmachen. Ne?
Well, I'll try anyway. Stanley, can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think, it can't
Ich
talk.
kann dich nicht
All it would ever
hören.
truly
Ich
do
kann
for
dich
you
nicht
is effectively
hören.
transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
Das behauptest du.
You see, he's not listening.
Oh, das
He's
wäre
still
so
taking
ein
orders
gutes
from the
Horrorspiel,
bucket.
ey. Das ist so,
You know,
so
once upon a
unglaublich.
time it was me he took orders from, me he trusted and listened to. Now all he cares about is his awful bucket, this stupid hunk of metal.
Was hast du gesagt? Oh, voller Hang auf Metal. Blablabla. Drücke nach unten, um alle in deinem Leben außer mir zu ignorieren. Ja, dann bleiben wir jetzt wohl auf diesem Bildschirm. Ja? Das hat da Spaß gemacht. Ich kann die PlayStation nie wieder ausmachen. Weil der will mich von meinem Eimer trennen.
It's sad, I suppose he doesn't need me anymore.
Ach so, ich habe mit dem
Now,
Eimer
he's
geredet.
just
Okay.
going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket.
Eimer,
Well, I'll give
Eimer.
it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
Und it's property of Stanley. Hältst du mich für real, oder? Stanley. Ja, natürlich.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
Nicht wahr, Eimer? Schön. Drücke, um denselben Tag mit mir wieder und wieder zu erleben. Jawohl. Oh mein
God,
Gott.
what is saying? Better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel some need to point out the ways in which it's so much more than just a regular bucket? Oh no. I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it asks. What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes. The bucket could tell me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Hallo. Oh, so ein schönes Bild von dir. Was ist da? Nur 13.
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me.
Nein,
Give me
nein,
the bucket, Stanley.
nein.
I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Nein! Mein Eimer. Er hat mir meinen Eimer geklaut. Und das ist so trostlos.
All of his co-workers were... Wait, no. This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office?
Weiß man nicht. Ja, bestimmt. Haha.
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket. Off on another thrilling adventure together.
Hier lang? Ja.
And so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
Das ist eine Tür, oder? Ja, das ist... So funktioniert eine Tür.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Das ist neu.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you, Stanley. We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never
Aber so
seen
ist doch
before.
schön.
Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Wir können doch auch hier sitzen. Oder nicht? Ey, das ist ernsthaft, das wäre so ein geniales Horrorspiel. Ich will aber hier, also... Jetzt muss man hier diese komischen Linien ablaufen. So... Ich komme nicht über den Tisch. Na gut. Adventureline.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Oh, ja.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue? Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers. It's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly
Wo ist die
like this.
Musik?
But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Was denn? Nicht den Eimer. Das ist mein Eimer. Als ich ihn ich wollte ihn in die Besenkammer stellen. Da durfte ich nicht. Jetzt will ich den behalten. Dinge haben Oh mein Gott, sieht das gruselig aus. Dinge haben
Don't you
Konsequenzen.
get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
Nein. Nein. Nein.
I think it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along.
Nein.
Don't you agree?
Man, hier irgendwie rüber.
Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Ich will nicht machen, was er sagt.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure,
I don't
can
care.
hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters? Well,
Ich will meinen Eimer behalten. Das ist mein Eimer.
See that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The broom closet? Certainly not. I wonder what sort of Bucket Destroyer merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this.
Mein
Okay,
Eimer.
the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly now, the fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oder war ich wohl zu langsam? Huch.
The Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
Ich wollte den Eimer behalten, ja. Das ist mein Eimer. Ich mag meinen Eimer. Wir haben uns sehr gern. Es ist halt auch die Frage, was man als Ende sieht,
What
ne?
could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Also wenn ein Ende ist, dass man wieder in seinem Büro sitzt, dann gibt es eine ganze Menge.
Warmth spread through Stanley's arms.
Ich glaube, dieses Rätsel ist nicht lösbar. Das Ende ist einfach mit, du kannst da
Stanley
nichts
clutched the
lösen.
bucket tightly to his chest.
A cargo lift, yeah, good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets don't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact.
Also,
He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he
das ist so ein
unthinkingly
geiler
did
Erzähler. Ich
whatever
finde
the
den auch
bucket
unfassbar.
Now pick up the phone.
said the bucket.
Pick up the phone and it will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone?
Weil ich jetzt einen
Were
Eimer
you
habe.
trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket.
Nein.
Can't you
Verstehe
see?
ich nicht.
Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker?
Du hättest dich mehr wie ein
Comedic
Eimer
timing is so
anhören
difficult.
müssen.
I wish I were better at it, but there isn't exactly an instructional video on comedy that one can watch to fully... Oh, wait, yes, there is. It's sitting right here. Let's take a look.
What is comedic timing? What is comedic timing? How does it work? How long should it last? How can it be used to effectively silence your political enemies? And more importantly, can it be taught in its entirety within 90 seconds? Thankfully, the answer to
Bildungsauftrag
all
hier
of
heute
these
noch.
questions is yes. Let's dive deeper. If you've ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit, with one of your arms raised straight upward at a 15-degree angle from your body. These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time. With these steps complete, it's time to begin the humor. Speak the entire joke in no more than 18 seconds and no less than 13 and a half, pausing only for bathroom breaks when necessary. When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming,
I'm
with the funny now.
I'm Danny with a funny.
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations management, which is the cornerstone of good comedy. Finally, it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapt they were throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter in no time at all. Just remember to let them stop laughing at some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threatened our very existence and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause, just as our children must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
Okay, ja.
Hey, goodness,
Hey,
this
Brick.
video is a
Schön,
little
dass du wieder da
outdated,
bist.
isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today as they were back then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my
So we're
story
done
with
with
more
the funny?
appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Achso.
Here we go. You ready?
Ja.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
So?
What? We're back at the phone already? No. What's going on? There was supposed to be
das ist mir noch
several
nie
rooms leading up
passiert.
to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing's completely off. The joke will never land, or not the way it was meant to. And it's all my fault. I must have forgotten that the phone room comes immediately after the two doors room. What an egregious mistake. I've made a fool of myself. I
Hast
don't
du.
deserve the title of King of Comedy. I'm
so.
nothing.
Ja.
I'm not even the lowliest joke-telling whelp. I think
Du
I
musst dir
need to
das
go
Lehrvideo
back and
nochmal
rewatch
angucken. Ja.
that instructional video again.
Du hast nicht gesagt,
Sure,
I'm
that
funny
will
with the
help me
done,
improve
I'm done with the funny. Ich habe keinen Fragebogen
Here we
gekriegt.
go. You ready?
Ja.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
War das richtig?
What? We're back at the phone already? No. Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors,
Linke Tür.
they entered the door on the left.
Linke... Ach, scheiße, schon wieder falsch.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Das ist hier ein
Here
Loop.
we go. You ready?
Okay.
When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of 2 open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Das ist ein Loop.
You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the
das ist
community of
okay für
other
mich.
joke writers. I'm going to be shamed at every one of our
Wo
meetings
ist das
from
Gelände?
now
Also,
on. All because you couldn't watch a simple video and take a hint. Are you proud of yourself for bringing me down, Stanley? Are you
Ja,
proud?
ja.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... it's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes.
Ha.
Well, let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Still not? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame?
Shame.
What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley,
Eimer.
metal. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. We're getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm no good at these jokes. I need more instructional videos. That's exactly what it is. That's what will make me the king of comedy again. More instructional videos. Let's see.
Das hängt. Okay.
Zum Ende ein herzliches Dankeschön von uns beiden fürs Zuschauen. Wir hoffen, es hat genauso viel Spaß gemacht zuzuschauen wie das Aufnehmen und das Streamen.
Lasst gerne einen Kommentar da, drückt den Daumen nach oben und abonniere unseren Kanal.
Genau, den Kanal findest du hier. Die Videos da. Ein paar Empfehlungen. Bis dann.
Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen.